giving people a few minutes to see if they get in here. What is it? It's just after 1:30. Well, I see one person has shown up. 2 people have shown up. Got a thumbs up already? Wow, you all are quick. 3? All right. Was y'all waiting for me to show up? Oh, man. I don't know what, if it's just too bright in here or what, but I'm having a hard time being able to read this. It's Christy Betts. Hey there, Christy. I'm having a hard time reading the chat because it's so bright in here. So hopefully everything looks okay. For some reason, my screen seems dim, and I think it's because it's so bright. We've actually got some sunshine today. Well, I tell you, and I've got, everything is covered. Don't mind me, I'm wiping my screen and see if that helps any. Everything is covered in a yellow dust from the clay. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Christy. Oh, man, I tell you. Did you get any of that crazy weather yesterday? I don't know. I'm trying to remember where you are. I really need a map so that I can put flags for different people's names on it so I can remember where everybody is located. No, you're out west, aren't you? California? Is that you? I'm terrible. I'll tell you, my memory when it comes to stuff like that, I have a hard time. Well, no, I was going to say I have a hard time remembering where I live, but no, I'm in Kentucky. Well, I tell you, it has been some crazy. Well, that seems to be the norm around here, doesn't it? We had rain yesterday and then some. Alabama, okay, got rain, a little wind. We're getting the wind now, so I'm hoping that it's not going to affect the sound too much. I only put one flap down. I didn't put this one down because I thought that would be too much, you know. So it seems to me that anytime we have a day of heavy rain, we end up the next day is going to have heavy wind. But everything seems to be going all right. You know, I haven't blown away or anything. So I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, it poured buckets all day yesterday. Whew. I tell you, I think I still hear the water rushing down the hill. I get whenever we have heavy rain, I have a waterfall coming down the hill. Oh, hi, Michael. Where are you coming from? I am in southeastern Kentucky, and we got inundated with rain yesterday. And it was all heavy, mostly heavy rain. There's only a couple of windows where we had some lighter rain, but it rained from, I think, about 3 o'clock in the morning, might have been a little bit earlier, till like, when did it finally end? I think it stopped around 5 or 6 o'clock, and then we got some more in early evening, like around 10ish, some heavy rain. So we got a lot here in North Carolina. Yeah, Tennessee got hit hard. And I'm sure, you know, like you said, you guys got it. Probably South Carolina, Virginia's probably got it. Let's see here. Hey, Claybank, how you doing? Anyway, yeah, so it was a huge system. And I think that's the system that's giving the Northeast a lot of snow today and into tomorrow. Thankfully, no snow here. Not upset about that at all. So anyway, but we've got creeks were overflowing yesterday. I had to take a quick run down to my Amish neighbor yesterday, later in the day. And I was amazed at how much water was flowing. I mean, everything. I mean, some of the culverts, were barely able to accommodate the amount of water that was rushing at them, and some of them were even going over the road. It was that bad. It seems like a lot of it has gone down this morning, but last night is quite a bit. Let me see here. I'm having, I said earlier, for some reason my screen looks pretty dim, and I'm having a hard time seeing the chat. So I apologize if I miss any comments or any questions or anything. I see it rained this morning, 62 degrees now. Whoa, 62? Driving back from church, my truck said it was 59 degrees, but it is supposed to nosedive this afternoon. So we're supposed to be in the 30s by this evening. And it's supposed to stay in the 30s in overnight and even all day tomorrow. So it's going to be cold. Good day tomorrow to be running the roads instead of doing anything here, and that's what I'll be doing. Which leads me to a major change that is going on right now. I have a job. Kind of, sort of. See here. Same here, dropping tonight. Yeah. Hopefully that wind's not going to be a major issue with the sound. I have a job. And you will never guess what my job is. Or maybe you will guess. It kind of started because the person who was doing the job had a hard time showing up on time. And out of desperation, my neighbor calls me. Okay? And there's my neighbor, his brother, and I believe the other guy is his brother-in-law. Okay, or the brother-in-law to his brother. I'm not sure how but there's some kind of connection there. I used to have a run up to Williamsburg, Kentucky a few years ago. How far are you from there? Williamsburg. I'm not real sure exactly where Williamsburg is. I'm still learning where different places are. Okay, like Lexington, we are an hour and a half away from Lexington. We're south of Lexington and a little bit east. If you know where the Boone National Forest is, we're on the east side of it. Okay. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. So they call me out of desperation. They were supposed to be heading to work at their ride was supposed to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. They called me at 8, okay, out of desperation. And I said, okay, yeah, just let me throw some feed at the horses and I'll pop over there and get you. Picked up these 3 guys, took them to work. It's about a half hour away where the job is. And by the way, they're Amish, so they don't have their own vehicles aside from horse and buggy. So I take them, I get them there, as quickly as I could, considering. And so they offered me the job. They fired the other driver because she just could not get there on time. They lost a couple hours of work that day. And so now I am driving them on a regular basis. Williamsburg is right across the Tennessee line on 75. Okay, that's south of me, probably west, central, or east. I'm not sure where it is. Okay. So anyway, they offered me a certain price. I said, okay. When it comes to them, I'm pretty much taking whatever they offer me, because I have a good relationship with my neighbor, and it's been working out well. Okay. As a matter of fact, another thing that's changed is the roof is finished on my barn. Okay. Driving Miss Daisy for the Amish. Yeah, about that. Let me get back to that for just 1 second, then we'll talk about the barn. Okay. Yeah. Now, it's depends on where the job is. Like they have a job they're working on this week that is pretty close. So they're going to be using their horse and buggies, okay, for this one. So I've got to transport one guy tomorrow, and then they need me another day this week. I don't remember which. I think it's Thursday that they need me for whatever, because they can't go all the way down to London with just horse and buggy, not if they're pressed for time. So anyway, it's extra money in my pocket. It's money for the gas tank. So, and it's not every day. And if there's any issue, I can just let them know and they'll make accommodations. Okay. So it's good. It's not taking me that much away from the homestead, but giving me a little extra cash, which is good. Sick of watering. Oh yeah. We got quite a bit of rain. Okay. So that's one thing. And that's worked out real well. Now the barn. Okay. Driving the Amish, believe it or not, is connected with the barn. Because my barn is being built by my Amish neighbor. Okay. There will be a video coming later. I just been going crazy. They were putting the push on Thursday. Okay. No, wait a second. No, Friday. It was Friday. They were putting the push on because Thursday was Thanksgiving. Okay. They had taken a half a day off on Wednesday to work on my barn, put up the framework. Okay. And all they had to do was I had to have the roof done by the 1st, which is today. I had to have the roof done. Okay. So they got the framework up. They lost daylight, so they couldn't get the roof up. So after work on Friday, they busted their butts, I'll tell you, to get that roof up. And they got it all finished. They got that roof up just in time Friday night. And then we got inundated with the rain. I tell you, those horses were very happy to have that extended roof. That I don't know if I think I described it in one of my videos about how the barn was going to be. Everybody's seen the lean-to. Okay, this is the run-in section here, and the roof had the pitch here. It kind of looked a little odd for people who didn't really understand what was going on. I'm sure I got even my golden neighbor. He wasn't real sure how. Okay, that's a little odd. Okay, plus it was open back here because I had the loft there. But I knew what I had in mind. Okay, I knew exactly what I wanted. So they got this part of the roof done, and they got the rest of the loft. It's only a 3/4 loft because the back half is open. Okay, and then they got the extended roof over the run-in. So the horses have all under here. This is walled in, and then this is open. Okay, but they have the roof, and I'll tell you, that was so nice to have that with all that rain we got yesterday. Oh, let me see here. I'm missing some of the comments. I bought property in Tennessee and will be moving. Awesome, Kristen. Do you have a move date yet? Short-term memory bites. I must miss something here. Christy, how far are you from Florida line? Okay. It's great having a good neighbor. Oh, yes. Tennessee is almost as beautiful as Kentucky. No date yet. Okay. Well, I'll tell you that, people don't realize how important a barn is. If you're having a homestead, a hobby farm, whatever, you got to have a barn. Okay. Now, granted, the one side is just basically a run-in. Okay. No real stalls or anything like that. It's just a run-in. And left open for animals to come and go. Okay. For me to be able to feed them when it's inclement weather. Okay. They don't care so much, but I don't like to get soaking rain or wet. You'll let us know, Christy, when you have a date for your move, right? Okay, so that this morning, let's see here. You moving the wrong direction. Well, she can move up into Kentucky. I'll let her. Anyway, so the barn the roof is done. Now, what I've done is I've laid pallets in on the loft side, on the side that is going to be for storage, because the floor is not done and it's not walled in yet. But that's because they have 2 other jobs they're working on, and plus they've got others in the works. And I told them, so long as I have the roof, I know it's odd, but I had to have the roof done by December. Okay? Everything else can be done come spring when you have the time. There's no huge push for it. Oh, okay. I missed it. Okay, you missed me. What about me? Oh, hi, Mary. Yes, I'm sorry. I did see you. I'm sorry. I did see you're happy for the rain. Well, I'm figuring with all the rain we got that I wouldn't be surprised if my pond is full. You know, like I remember it being when I first found it. And I know the creek was running like crazy. I could even hear it when I was out chasing guineas around last night. I could hear the creek running, and I haven't heard that creek running for a long time. So anyway, so the barn is another development. We got the job, the barn. Okay, now that's done. I've got some other pallet projects that I have to get the videos done and uploaded. I have a little bit of a technical glitch, so I have to work around it. Is that I know y'all, what I do with it? I think I left it in the house. My new phone. Okay, this is my old phone. Well, I have a wireless mic, and it worked fine with my old phone. But I can't get it to work on my new phone. I even stopped at the Verizon store and had them see if they could figure out, maybe there was some kind of glitch I couldn't find or something, some kind of little special place to get the thing to pair up, and it's just they couldn't get it to do anything. So my wireless mic is useless on my new phone. Okay, so my choices are I use my old phone with the wireless mic. And if I'm doing anything with the horses, really, the wireless mic is the way to go. Okay. Because sometimes I have to step away, and the mics on these phones are, speaking of that, the mic on my new phone is even worse than this one. I mean, it was supposed to be so much better. And it's like, seriously? Oh, longer growing season. What is it? I'll tell you, it's longer here than it is up north. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. I've been looking at Bluetooth type mics, and it's like trying to figure out which is the best one. I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars on a mic. I'm just not. Okay, this is just beyond me. I'd rather spend the money on other things, So, hello, 320 Homestead. Nice of you to stop in. So I'm just not sure what I'm going to do about the mic. If anybody has any suggestions, any experience with any particular models or whatnot, and it's not terribly expensive, leave me a link in the comments or a description of it, whatever. It's a brand name, whatever. And I'll see what I can find. But yeah, I just old phone with wireless mic or new phone, and not really be able to record very much sound because the mic stinks. So I mean, I was working on a video with the the phone right there next to me, and it's like I'm playing the video back, and the sound, it just stinks. You can barely hear me. And, I have healthy lungs, people. Really, seriously. So, better to spend the money on your homestead. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I mean, I don't mind putting maybe 50 or less on a mic if it's going to help, but I don't want to spend over $50 on it. No way. And even 50 is probably pushing it. I spent $25 on my other wireless mic and works fine. I mean, okay, maybe it's not the best quality, but people can hear me. And that's the important thing. It's like, yeah, after I got it, yeah, Motorola is not apparently the best. Hey, Kentucky Hilltop Home, how nice of you to stop in. Nice to see ya. So I don't know what, I don't know. I manage with technology. I'm not super into it, but I do manage. So, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I got to go about the editing a little bit differently than what I had planned. But anyway, I've got 2 pallet wood projects aside from the goat shelter that once I get them edited and I can get them uploaded. One is a gate, and I am very happy with how the gate turned out. I think it looks really snazzy. And the other one is a hay feeder for goats. And what is neat is that, okay, I got the thing together, and it's not really an original design. I mean, it's the basic type of feeder I built. You can buy at Tractor Supply, only it's not made out of pallet wood. Okay, mine's made out of pallet wood. And so I have it. It was sitting out here waiting to be carried down the stairs to where it needs to be put. And my neighbor, the Amish neighbor there, he had come up to get something from me, and he was like really impressed with it. He said, "That's cute." And it's like, he was even, when I took him home, we stopped at a gas station where he has a friend, and he was bragging about it to his friend there, and he wants me to take a picture of it to show his wife. So it's like, I thought I had a picture of it, but I don't. I have to take a picture of it. So it's like, that's quite a compliment when an Amish carpenter looks at your work and is kind of like, that's kind of cool. So, so right now, I don't know if you can hear them in the background. Those guineas. I'll tell you. Last night, they were in the trees. They would not go into their coop. The night before, they were up in the trees. And they were up in the trees the night before because my husband didn't put them away early enough. I had told them to have them in by 4 o'clock. Well, because it was so overcast, they were looking to go get put up earlier. And by the time he got out there, by the time 4 o'clock rolled around, they were already up in the trees. So, and once they're up in the trees, they won't come down. There's just no way. So they always get fed in the coop. Always. Okay. Unless I throw out like a tablespoonful of seed out, when I call them back from the wrong end of the property. But that's the only time they get anything is I'll throw a little bit of seed out, and it's usually off my porch. Okay. So they're not being fed down by the trees or anything like that. Okay. They just get fed in the coop. Well, yeah, that was the reason why they were in the trees the night before, is because they needed to be put away sooner because it was overcast. Last night, they didn't go in the coop because they all went down there. They were ready to go in, and they stood at the door, and they were just staring in there. Come to find out, their coop was flooded. We had that much rain. It was so flooded. And there was no way I could get a few of them to go in to eat, but they wouldn't go in. And it's like, fine, phooey on you. So this morning they all went in to get fed, and I locked them in. I figured I'd just lock them in there for a few days. See, am I missing anybody? Encouraged by the things you are getting done, as a little intimidating to me, starting from scratch on the new land. You know what, Christy? You just take one day at a time. You got to figure out what your priorities are. And that's pretty much what it is. Okay. Okay. Our first priority, of course, was shelter for us. So we got the cabin. Now that was brought in. Okay. It's a prefab thing. It wasn't fully finished, and it still isn't fully finished, but we're living in it. Okay. We had to have electricity. So, the pole was here. We had it hooked up. So the electricity and shelter for us, that was the number 1 and 2 priority, but pretty much tied for first. Okay. And then after that, well, I had to get the horses down here. So I had to have a place for the horses. So I had to get a fence up. I had to have a shelter, even though it was just temporary. So I really as quick as possible, put up a fence. Wasn't the best, but that's the wonderful thing about horses, is that you can keep them in with a single wire of electric wire, just one strand. Okay. So we got the horses here, got them settled in. Okay. And then I started trying to figure out what the next priority was. While working on the cabin. Because that still is, that's an ongoing thing. Okay, don't we dare blow off. No. I got it tied down. That is a big gust of wind. Okay, settle down. Okay. Hopefully this wind dies down soon. Okay. So much needs to be done and not enough getting done. Hey, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It seems like there's always something. You just take it one day at a time. 320 Homestead, just one day at a time. It's very easy to get stressed out. Somewhere that guineas pick on chickens. Is that true? Well, I'll tell you. I don't have chickens yet. I had to get guineas first because we had such ticks. Okay, the ticks were terrible. I couldn't work outside much without getting ticks. It's like that. It was a health issue thing. Okay, so we got guineas first. I've heard different people say, if you raise the guineas with chickens, it's not a problem. I don't know. I intend to coop them separately. My chickens will be separate from the guineas. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how things work. Okay, I'm just going to play it by ear. Since the guineas will be allowed to roam around, and the chickens will be too, but the chickens will probably stay away. I figure if they have more space, like if they're not penned up together, then you won't have as much of an issue. And that's generally how it is with any animal. Need a separate coop for guineas. You might, because I honestly, I've heard what people say. I'm adjusting. I'm sorry, I'm doing this, but I can barely read the chat here. See, I was thinking about that this morning, but you do what you can, and remember, you'll need something to do tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think I have any problems having something to do tomorrow. I see my hubby works in another state for 2 weeks and is home for 6 days, so it's pretty frustrating. Wish I knew how to do more. You know what? 320 Homestead, you learn. You figure it out. You do what you can. And if you can't do it, then you ask for help, or you wait for your husband to do it. Oh, hi, Becky. How you doing? Oh, I tell you, is that windy or what? Oh, man. It's like, I was taking this up this morning, but you do. Yeah. Okay. The guineas. Okay. I'm trying to keep track of the chat and everything else. Oh, Becky, I'll tell you. How did you make out yesterday with the rain, Becky? I mean, because you're kind of low there, and you've got a creek running through your property too. I mean, we're high and dry, but man, I tell you, it was inundated with us yesterday. I haven't been over to the pond yet, but I'm hoping I can pop over there before it gets too dark and see what the pond looks like. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing when you're doing a homestead from scratch. You just set your priorities and just one thing at a time, just one thing at a time, and you just set mini goals kind of. Yeah, it'd be nice if we can just have everything done all at once. If we were all just rolling in money and we just dole out the dollars and say, okay, I want this done, I want that done, I want that done, and hire a bunch of people to do it. How many of us are in that position? I don't think any of us are. So you do what you can as you can, and try not to get stressed out with what you can't do at that moment, because eventually it'll work out. You just focus on what you can do at that moment, and if it means learning new skills, then learn the new skills. Like, I don't know, some people are better with mechanical than I am. I can manage some things, but I'm not that good mechanically. Carpentry, yeah, I can pound a nail all day. I can, put screws in, stuff like that. But I'll tell you what's making me nervous is the electrical and the plumbing. And I've got to figure out the plumbing. And I'm pretty sure the electrical, what I have left to do with the electrical, I think if I just watch a couple of YouTube videos, when I get the nerve up to do it, okay, I got to get the nerve up for the electricity thing, okay? Because it's I don't know, something about me and electricity, it's just kind of like, I got a roadblock, okay? A mental block, whatever. Oh, I'm good. Creek was rolling, wasn't it though? I'll tell you. Oh, I was driving around last night, just before dark, and some of the flooding was like crazy. There's a couple places where the culverts just couldn't handle the water going under the road, and it was going over the road. So hopefully nobody had any kind of serious damage yesterday. I haven't heard. I was hoping that I could catch some news, but I haven't heard anything. Oh, well, anyway, I tell you, I really enjoy the live streams and the chats. I just wish I could read it better. Moving 15 minutes from some homesteading YouTubers who are going to help me. Oh, that's awesome, Christy. That is wonderful. Already have good neighbors established. That's wonderful. I tell you, I would not have been able to do what I've done here if it hadn't been for the neighbors. My golden neighbor, oh, he has been a godsend. He did some dozer work for me, and he bush hogged for me, and he just delivered 2 round bales for me this morning, which are stored in my new half of the barn. So yeah, I don't know what I would have done without him. He has just been a godsend. And it's so important. Like Prep Center Bob says, community. It's very important. We can't do this by ourselves. Nothing like the sound of a rushing creek. Oh yeah, especially when you have to go. Terrible. Got 10 more Google culture beds. Take my tractor apart and paint it. Get started on the houseboat project. Okay, I'm talking about. Yeah, just thinking about all you had to do, right? Wow, you've got something going on. I tell you, you have a tractor. You got to fix it up, but you got a tractor. That's awesome. And a houseboat, man. I need a little rowboat is what I need for my pond. I don't need a big house. I need a little rowboat. So you got quite a bit going on. Bub from Getting Started on Homesteading is an electrician and lives in Kentucky. Yeah, I think he's further out west though. I didn't realize he was an electrician. I'm sub to him, and I watch his videos when I can. I've been kind of busy lately, so I have missed a lot of people's videos of late. And it's like I'm trying to keep up, but at the same time, I got things I have to do here. And now I'm also, driving on a regular basis, the Amish, so only 5 of us actually live out here. The rest are weekend work. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. So you'll probably be the ones that they go to. Yeah. Is there nobody else living out where you are? Yes, Bob is out in Western Kentucky. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. New subscriber to the channel. How many acres do you have? Oh, okay, Michael. I have over 40 acres. Okay. Now my property's divided up, and we're primarily on the main site is 35 acres. I have a pond, I have a creek, I have hills, I have trees. Have I forgotten anything? So I live in a holler, which is why the name is Hollow. And Honey is the name of my horse, who I trained and who is a special part of my life. And her name is Honey. So it's Honey Hollow Homestead. And I'm hoping this thing doesn't blow away. Well, actually, it's survived, stronger winds than this, I think. So, but I wasn't expecting such wind today. That's quite a bit. He did a cool job. And he knew that they are neighbors. Oh, they're awesome. And you know what's another wonderful thing about them? Is as soon as muzzleloader season opens up, they're going to try and shoot me a deer. That will be so nice to have some red meat in the freezer, I'll tell you. Oh, you leaving, Mary? I missed that. All right, I'll see you later, Mary. Have a good one. River, that's where I go when I retire. Okay. That's good. Rivers are nice. 25. Okay, I'm just checking to see if I'm missing anybody. If you're in Southern Kentucky, you definitely have hills. Yeah, you could say that. But that's okay. I love the hills. I have always loved the hills. When we lived in New Brunswick, oh, there goes Angel. When we lived up in New Brunswick, Canada, that's what I loved about it, is that the hills. Okay. I thought I loved the snow. Well, no, I don't love the snow anymore. So Kentucky seemed completely reasonable to me. And southeastern Kentucky, I just love the hills. Of course, it took a little bit of getting used to driving them because I used to mostly flat, but I'm getting there. Oops, gotta run some errands. We'll watch later. Enjoy your son. Okay, we'll see you, Mary. But I'm going to be shutting down pretty soon anyway because I have things I got to do. I got to go pull some T-post, and I got to set up. My next phase is setting up the fence for the goats. My mother was born across the mountain from you in Tennessee. Oh, cool. 5 acres, Claybank. Oh, I tell you. Yeah, I had not intended to get as many acres as we did, we weren't even going to be looking at this property when we came down for a visit. But just different things fell in place, and it was almost like we were directed here. And I believe that we were. Just different things that happened. Okay, as we were down here, and even looking for this property, just different things that happened. I'm positive we were guided to this property. And once we came got past that cedar tree at the driveway, and it just opened up in front of us. I fell in love. It was like, this was it. It wasn't anything like I figured it was going to be from the description in the on the internet. 15 acres. That's a good amount. Really, 15 acres is good. Yeah. Snow's pretty, as long as you don't have to shovel it. Northwest end of Texas, hill country. Yep. 18 years in Idaho. I miss it, but so glad I'm back in Texas. Well, Texas is a little bit warmer than Idaho, that's for sure. Snow is fun to visit. Yes, exactly. Visit it briefly, and where it can be easily plowed, and then you go. Yes, that's about how I feel. I've had my fill. I watched my husband shovel, and I was out there shoveling too for years, and he can't do it anymore. And honestly, I'd rather put my energy into doing something else other than shoveling snow. Talk about something that's not really productive in my books, unless of course you need to get out, but still. It's fun in my 30s now and almost 48. And nope, yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Been there, done that, done. I'm done. So, and of course, they are talking about the possibility of snow here tonight, but I don't think we're going to get much more than, I think less than an inch they're talking for. Well, anyway, I can feel the temperature is starting to fall, and I really do have things I have to take care of. And I've been on here longer than I had intended. But hey, I get talking. So anyways, I will talk to you all later. And hopefully I'll have a couple more videos posted this week. And there's going to be some other interesting stuff that I'm going to talk about next weekend. Something that's in the works, and we'll see how that pans out. I tell you. All right. So have a good one, everybody. And take it easy. Stay warm. Stay dry. See you later.